For my research prospectus, I did a needs assessment of a lack of agricultural literacy in urban areas among school-age students. The reason that I decided to research this topic is because I've been a middle school agriculture teacher in Clark County, Georgia since 2020. And in Clark County, it has a huge student population of urban students as well as high minority groups and a lot of agricultural illiterate student groups. I'm also an FFA alumni member and would like to get more people involved in learning about agriculture, how I did. I'm also a fourth generation cattle farmer, and I have a large desire to bridge the gap between rural producers and urban consumers. Previous research that's been conducted on this topic that inspired this study was a needs assessment of rural and urban students conducted in the Midwest among high school age students. This study used focus groups consisting of over 1,100 high school students of various ethnic backgrounds across 2 Midwest states. Basically, this research is unique in the sense of needs assessments are conducted among urban and rural students regarding agricultural literacy in the Midwest. There hasn't necessarily been one in the Southeast. There is a gap between producers and consumers, especially among urban populations. As an introduction to this topic, it basically relates to issues related back to a lack of agricultural literacy. It's become a more recent and increasing problem in the United States. This has to do a lot with urbanization. Basically, there's differing opinions about the extensive types of agriculture knowledge, and that creates kind of a lack of unity between consumer and producer, as well as urban and rural populations, and that makes it difficult for both sides to see a common goal, and then there to be the support that's needed to support agricultural education in the need for agricultural literacy. There's also a lack of knowledge pertaining to the economic impact of agriculture, not only in our state's economy, but as well as globally, and how that has a direct impact on our daily lives. And also, if more people were involved in agricultural education and were more agriculturally literate, there might be more people with ideas on how to feed the world as we're coming up on a growing population and needing to come up with new ideas on how to feed that population. Throughout the review of literature, it was determined that the first step in improving the agricultural literacy level of any population is to determine the current level of literacy. Kovar and Ball found that the main objectives of improving agricultural literacy, as it is concluded that the two main purposes for agricultural literacy research are to assess the agricultural literacy of a population or test in an agricultural literacy program for effectiveness. I decided to do a needs assessment based upon a multiple choice test, a questionnaire that ranks to the knowledge of agricultural literacy and just the impact that agriculture has in our daily lives, and as well as an interview that basically groups people into demographic and educational backgrounds, and as well as similar answers and responses in the interviews. Participants will also include different ages, ethnicities, and backgrounds. Some sample questions that were used in the methodology section would be, how much do you know about agriculture? They rank this on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being they think that they have little knowledge about agriculture, and 5 being that they think that they have a lot of knowledge about agriculture. For data analysis, a total score is calculated for each participant on the multiple choice test and questionnaire. So those two will be ranked on a point value, and the weighted discrepancy score for each of the questionnaire statements are going to be calculated by taking the sum of the weighted discrepancy scores and dividing by the number of respondents. And then the interviews are going to be categorized based on similar answers. And again, those will also be itemized based upon backgrounds and ethnicities. And then these are a list of citations that I used in developing this study.